Fudge, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Question 1. The Rumble stage hasn't started off the way you probably expected. What are you finding the most difficult right now?
I think most of the time it's misplay or misexecution of our composition. Most of the time I think we have a pretty good composition or we're in good positions in the game, and then we misplay it and make a mistake, and it sort of costs us the game. The first game they backdoored. Second game was actually probably like the least winnable because we like lost an early game. I think the first game we played today, we were in a position to win, and then we died on mid when we had Baron. And the last game, I think we like walked and fought in the mid lane, and they got like a really good wombo combo, which is like their perfect team fight. So I think they're like small things that really cost us the game, and I think we have to somehow fix these small issues. Otherwise, we'll probably just keep losing.
Since this is your first international event, how has your experience been so far? Has MSI been stressful or has it been relatively easy?
I think stressful is pretty normal for like most important games. So I would say like this tournament, like every game is important pretty much. So generally it's been pretty stressful, yeah, but I still think if it's like really nice to be able to play against all the really good players and learn a lot more than I would if I was just playing domestically. So I'm pretty happy with how much I've learned whilst I've been here, but I'm still pretty disappointed with our results so far. And hopefully we can do better going into the next 6 games.
Coming from Oceania yourself, how does it feel to see Pentanet make it so far in the MSI Rumble stage? And do you think we will see LCO continue to grow stronger?
I'm really happy for a lot of like the OC guys. I think they did an insane job, and I think they did what everyone in OC like hopes to do as a player, which is like make it farther every single year as a region, and I'm really happy for them. I do think that next international tournament, perhaps Worlds, when they play, I do think it's still going to be like hard for OC to make it to groups, but I'm hopeful they like surprised everyone, right? I do think that like not having PCS, I believe, or was it VCS, sorry, there in the group sort of helped them, but they can still do it regardless of the next international tournament, and they can surprise everyone. And I think the gap between regions isn't as big as every like fan says.
Okay, we have time for a few questions from our journalists. So if you want to use the Zoom hand raise feature under the reactions tab at the bottom, I will call on you and we will get your questions answered. Vitor. Vitor, are you there?
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry.
You're good.
So hello, Fudge. I'm Vitor Ventura from MSI Sports Brazil. You said earlier that you guys were having a hard time executing your compositions. Even had sometimes you were in a good condition, but didn't manage to close the game. Since this Rumble stage doesn't have exactly a day off, just like in group stage. So how do you see the chances of Cloud9? How can I say? Correcting these mistakes and coming back stronger?
Yeah, I think this is a pretty like big concern for a lot of teams who are like losing early on, is that we don't really have a lot of room to like time to improve. We have to like sort of like change almost instantly going into the next day. So I think it's important that we really try to like find the fixes to like the problems extremely fast, even if they're band-aid fixes and not long term, but more like maybe the champions that we're playing just have to be easier so that we can execute easier. And I think it's a very valid concern, and I think I'm not sure if we'll be able to fix them, but hopefully we'll have to like try our best to fix them, whether it's champions or small fixes in game. We'll have to see.
Tim, Oracle's Elixir.
Hey Fudge, what kinds of things have the coaching staff been doing to help you guys kind of de-stress and not get tilted from the fact that you're having these struggles early on?
Generally, they just try to, well, sometimes they try to like blame it on themselves and say it was the draft, but a lot of the time it's usually just like they summarize what went wrong, what we could have done better, what we did well, and it helps us like sort of just focus on what we need to focus on rather than the fact that we lost. And obviously, I talked to Max and Viga still, and they still help me with my like individual laning phase, which whenever I have individual mistakes in game and then people help me with that with feedback, I usually feel a lot more calm because I feel like I know what I need to improve on, and that makes me feel a lot more composed, I guess.
Vivian, DPA.
Yeah, so even though the start in the Rumble stage wasn't especially like the best for Cloud9 for sure, you still have 6 more games to play and also uphold the chance of getting to the semifinals. How will you prepare mentally for your upcoming games? Also because there isn't so much time, but is there something in particular that helps you, especially like you already said, calm down?
I think it's important that we go into the games with nothing to lose. I think that right now we're in already like a really bad position, and it's important that we just go out there and play as like aggressively as we feel like we need to. I think it's important that we play whatever champions we feel like have the best chance, even if like we think it's maybe not the best comp, but we're the most comfortable on, because it seems like even if we have good compositions, it doesn't really matter too much based on our comfort levels on the champions and how we actually execute on the champions. So I think it's important that going to the next games, we're very comfortable in what the comp we're doing, what we're playing is, and we understand very well how our comp plays. So it's most importantly just going in there and trying to play as we think we need to.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Hupu.
Yes. Hi, Fudge. So as you can see that, or as we can see throughout this tournament, you guys have been putting like a lot of effort really to putting Blabber, always trying to be ahead in the jungle in order for you guys to win certain games. And sometimes that would cause in some troubles in the end. But today, the 2 games that you guys are having today, you actually made Blabber had the kind of lead that you guys need. But in the mid game, around like 20 minutes or 15 minutes, you guys are like kind of shaky a bit. Is there any kind of particular way that you guys need to work on? You know?
I would say being shaky in the mid game isn't really like relative, like it's not related to Blabber. Specifically, I think like everyone in the team is just like misplaying a little bit, and for Blabber specifically in early game, I think the past 2 games we played, he played a lot better in early game. And I think that compared to the games before where he was getting behind, these games he was getting pretty ahead of the enemy jungler. So I think Blabber stepped it up today, even though like in terms of early game. And I think the days before, a lot of it was like miscommunication between lanes and jungle, and almost us giving Blabber false confidence when it came to like plays sometimes. And we would say that we can like move, for example, when we can't, or he says like, oh, we should, or like we shouldn't fight, and we say, oh, maybe we can, and then it sort of like baits him a little bit. So I think today we didn't really give him any like false confidence, and he made decisions on his own, and he made correct decisions for the most part in early game.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
And final question, Shay.
Hi, Fudge. Do you have any words for Cloud9 and North American fans that are watching at home? Is there anything you'd like to say to them?
It feels really bad, obviously, and I know the feeling because I've been a fan of many teams before, and I know that a lot of you guys will probably be flaming me or flaming the team on like social media and stuff. But we'll try to do our best to play well in the next 6 games, and hopefully we can win.
Thank you.
All right, that's all, Fudge. Thank you.
All right, thank you.